Alright, what's going on everybody? So in every anime season, there seems to be no shortage of fantasy titles. I've been watching some of the new series, and today I think I've come across the most generic Isekai show of the spring, Skeleton Knight in Another World. Judging by the first episode, this just seems like another show copying the Overlord template. I want to say this is like the third or fourth series this year where the main character suddenly finds themselves in the world of the game that they were playing. Just like in Overlord, the main character Arc wakes up in the body of his character from the RPG he was playing. Similar to Ainzao Gon, Arc is yet another overpowered character. I really hope that this show has a compelling story or at least good memorable characters because I can see this getting dull quickly for some people. I dropped Overlord years ago partly because it got boring with the main character being extremely powerful, but at least that show has memorable characters with great designs like Albedo or Shouter. There was nothing remotely interesting about this premiere. The most that caught my attention was at the very beginning of the episode with the sexual assault in progress. Of course, that whole situation gets resolved in seconds by Arc slicing and burning the guys with ease. Was that scene supposed to be setting up that this world is harsh like Goblin Slayer? If so, great, but that doesn't matter because the main character appears to be in God mode. Outside of that initial scene, this was a very bland and uninspired first episode. After realizing he is now his created character and trying out some spells, Arc goes into town to find work so that he can pay for food. While in town, he sees an elf talking to some guy who she hired to investigate something for her. I'm hoping that this character will bring something interesting to the table because as it stands, there isn't anything worth talking about when it comes to Arc. Since he's now a skeleton, Arc has to hide his face and play into the assumptions of others around him, with people recognizing him as a knight from his armor. Other than that, there's really nothing here. No characterization, no world building, nothing notable in terms of dialogue, and the animation is serviceable at best. The animation was done by some studio I've never heard of, Studio Kai, which hasn't done anything notable. I'm not exaggerating when I say that the best thing about this episode was its opening song. The sequence itself was fine, but the song was fantastic. I've been replaying it the last couple of hours. I'll leave a link to the full song in the description for those of you who haven't heard it yet. Unfortunately, it's ruined in the opening sequence by the odd decision to keep in sound effects and voice acting. To be honest, this song might belong in another show like One Punch Man. It reminds me of the first opening theme in that series. This show is gonna have to earn that opening song. The ending song sounds good too, but I'm not a fan of the 3D visuals. I hope this show turns out to be more than just a generic isekai, but as it stands, this show didn't give a good first impression. To be honest, I had to fight to keep myself awake near the end as Arc was killing the monsters to obtain his license. I'm not exaggerating either, cause after almost falling to sleep in my chair, I passed out for a couple hours after watching this. And I was wide awake before starting the show since I had just finished watching the Kaguya-sama premiere. Overall, this is looking like the weakest fantasy show of the spring. Of course, my opinion could change. I still have a couple more I haven't seen. Let me know what you guys thought about the premiere in the comment section below, and as always, thank you guys for watching. I'm out of here. Peace.